Hello,
Hi,
Hello.
guys.
how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. My name is Carla. I'm the one who's going to speak to you right now.
Nice to meet you.
Likewise. So, how are you?
Good,
Good.
thanks. Yeah, all good.
Okay, so let me start the conversation by asking, I think, something that I'm very curious about. I know that you guys met a couple of years ago um, in a pizza restaurant,
Yeah.
and there's the place where everything started. But I really want to dig into that. So tell me, how was that first encounter? Where does the magic started, and you decided that it was a good idea to start a music project together?
But so it happened at two different moments. So the moment we met at the pizza place and the moment we started making music actually was not the same time. Like it wasn't at the same time at all because we met 12 years ago approximately. But we started making music together like 4 years ago.
Okay.
But when we met, it was around music. Like music was at the center of our friendship. So after this, it came to a natural conclusion that after a certain amount of time, we had to make music together.
Okay.
hmm
That's cool. And what was the thing that really, I don't know, that made you realize that you were like a good match, you know?
Mm,
Uh, when we
we didn't
both
know.
did music together, and we both liked the songs.
Okay. What I really love about your music is like, I think this combination about nostalgia sound, and with that, I mean like all the disco references that make us think in other genres like funk, like R&B music, this Afro-American tradition, but also the house sound, these electronic and pop beats that are like, I don't know, like just um, from our own century, right?
Mhm.
So, how this specific sound that you guys develop happened?
But I think we like music that is modern, and we like music that is maybe older than that. Music before we were born and music after we were born. So for us, it came to a natural conclusion to include both. Also, Pierre and I are we really like house music, and house music, especially French house music, started
Mhm.
when approximately when Pierre and I were born, actually.
Mhm.
And it was inspired by a style that was disco, and they were sampling disco, and disco was before we were born. So I think even the music that Pierre and I like was already a tradition of borrowing sounds from previous eras in order to make something new.
Mhm.
So in that sense, it was natural for us to do the same with another genre, and maybe not sampling, but still being able to mix different centuries together, I guess.
Mhm.
And how does your creative process happen? I mean, because right now that you are telling me, Samuel, this information, maybe I am thinking that it can be like something uh, that you previously design it, but also like, I don't know, when you create music, you just let yourself go and flow with the music and see where that leads you, or is something more strategic?
No, it's more we go with the flow. We start with the sound. It can be anything, and then we go with what we want to hear from the sound, and yeah, we don't have a specific process to create. We always start from the instrumental part, but it can be any sound that gives us ideas.
Okay. So, talking about the new EP that you just released a couple of days ago, congratulations about that,
Thank
especially
you.
because it is very, very good. eye to eye.
Thank you.
I have a couple of questions around this work. For example, like, can you explain me the art that is behind this EP? I know that maybe all the hands, all the rings that are on the images that you use on your singles. For example, the whole EP that are that you can see not only one hand but a couple of hands. Like, I don't know, maybe making us think about love, no, like any partner, maybe friendship, maybe sister or brotherhood. I know that it is related to the Charlotte music video, the whole idea about this
Yeah.
ring giving you energy and giving you like good vibes. But where is this concept coming from?
It's got different layers. I think one layer that was important for us with Pierre is the sense of touch, living in an era where a lot of stuff happens behind screens, like interviews and we, in a sense, it's great because it allows us to connect, but at the same time, we've lost like some sort of physicality. And for us, it was important to include the sense of touch and this idea of touching, with the hands and a feeling textures, feeling materials. I think with Pierre, we make music that is inspired by music from the 70s and 80s. And so we need to, and 70s and 80s is a time where the digital, the technology wasn't as important as today. And it was a time where the physicality of people, the sense of touch was something that was much more important in our lives. And I guess that's why we included hands as well. It was important for us to have that subject, to talk about this subject. And in relation to what you said also about the Charlotte music video, it's also that idea of, that's why we like including, we wanted to include maybe people that were older than us. It was also to talk about that time and also to mention this time, in comparison to now.
I love that because, I think that I haven't thought about it before, but yes, I think that this, the sense of touching is something that is not that relevant right now, but it is also like an invitation, that you make with your music. Like, we are inviting you to touch, to have like a very good time with any person that you want. And that, I think that's something beautiful.
Thank you.
And just one question, guys. Now that you mentioned the sounds from the 70s and 80s, which band, would you say that are the one that you like the most and that you feel influenced by?
The most is hard, but
we have many bands that we love. Many people from the Motown.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, Marvin Gaye, Michael Jackson.
Okay. Chicago, Chic.
Supertramp.
Mm-hmm.
Many people. All the Giorgio Moroder, Ceron stuff.
Yes.
Also music from Brazil.
Okay.
Or disco from Thailand.
That are a lot of references that you are telling me right now. Now that you mention Brazil, do you guys like or can you tell me a couple of bands from Latin America that you like? Maybe, I don't know, olders from our time, I don't know. But what are you hearing from our continent right now?
Actually, there's
right
one
now,
band. Maybe there's one artist I quite like, which is called the Marias.
Oh yes, great.
Yeah, which I think is good. Discovered it last year. I think she's very good.
Yeah,
they're very good. Yeah.
Seu George, Tim Maya, people from nowadays in all the reggaeton scene.
Okay.
There's a lot.
What did you
Stan
guys?
Getz. Stan Getz
Okay.
is
Oh,
from
yeah. From Brazil.
Yeah. Oh, and I can't remember the name of a really cool jazz band from Brazil, but Azimut. Maybe you know Azimut. It's a cool jazz band.
Yeah. And now that you mentioned, Pierre, the reggaeton, what do you think about that genre?
I think it creates an atmosphere and clubs that can't be matched. And we've been to Costa Rica with Sam, and we were everywhere. There were reggaeton, and it's a different atmosphere, and our music can't be compared to reggaeton, but the vibe, the temperature that brings reggaeton is impressive.
Yes, but I think that that brings us back to this comment about touching, right? I mean, one of the things that house music have, like reggaeton, is the way you perceive it in your body. I mean, you hear it, and I think that it's almost like something unexpected happened all over your body, and you start to dance and you start to move. And I don't know, maybe the difference that I see is that I'm not against reggaeton. I think that there are a couple of songs that I really like, but is that maybe the way that, for example, you guys make music sounds more. I don't want to use the word intelligent, but it's like more. I don't know. Let me think about the word.
Maybe try in Spanish.
Yes, elaborate it. Yes, it is.
Yeah, but I would not say. I think what's great about reggaeton is that it's a very direct genre of music. It's very straight to the point, and that's something for me is something great in music in general is when it's modest. Like it does not try to do other things than just make you dance. And like for us, obviously, we're not as receptive to reggaeton than we are to maybe disco music, but we understand what it does. Like when Pierre was saying the people dancing in the clubs and stuff, like we really respect music that can move crowds. Like for us, it's very hard. Like art is much about that. It's like about moving people physically, bringing people together, and if it can do it, then fine. I mean, I don't have a problem with that. I actually respect that. I think it's very hard to do.
Yeah. If you think of someone like David Guetta, we are not big fans of David Guetta, but when you see there are maybe when in the 2010, he was releasing songs that had maybe 5 or 6 layers, and he was making all the world dance. And it's pretty impressive to create an atmosphere with your music and to be that efficient with only a small quantity of layers. And we really respect this type of artists that can be really efficient in what they do.
And talking about the more elaborated music that you create, do you think it's harder to achieve this? I mean, to give to the audience like catchy music, the one that I don't know that can invite them to dance and to have this physical attraction into music.
No, I don't know. I think it's easier to make elaborate music good than to make music great with like 5 layers, like what Pierre was saying. Like to be able to like have just drums, guitar, piano, like synth and bass and make everyone dance is an amazing achievement that an exercise that we would love to do in the future.
Okay.
I I think at the moment, like we see music as it's like, it's our first time making an EP and making songs together. So we really wanted to like dive in and to make really complicated things, but at the same time, we don't. The point is when you hear them, you don't feel it's elaborate or anything. Good music, you don't feel it's elaborate. Maybe it is, but you don't feel it is.
Yeah, that's right. I
Whatever happens, it needs to be understandable quickly, at least.
Yeah, in that I agree. Maybe this is a very different genre, but I remember, I don't know which composer talking about a movie scores. He was saying that if you hear the music and you pay your attention to music, that means that it's not working, because it has to be something very easy to hear and to assimilate with the image that you are looking. So I think that maybe, can we say that is the same thing here?
Yeah, it's at least it's that same critic or that same attitude.
Okay.
You can say the same thing for actors, for example. If you are watching a movie and you are thinking, I don't know how he's acting, he's not a good actor, maybe.
Yeah, maybe you're right. Now,
except if that is the point.
Yeah. Talking about Eye to Eye again, what's the song that you are the proudest about?
I will let Pierre answer. For me, I'm the proudest of Sky Queen, because it touches me a way that only few songs that touched me this way. But I really enjoy all the songs. Sky Queen is my maybe my the one that I'm the proud of.
Okay, you, Samuel?
I would say like in terms of being proud, I'm proud of all of them. I really like Honeymoon. I mean, I think like Honeymoon is like a real journey in terms of what it makes you like. It's for me, it's like a great trip. It's a song I really like, and I think it's the most cinematic song we've done to date.
Yes.
And I think that's important also. I think it's great when like a form of art can make you think of another form of art. It's again, it's super complicated, but yeah, I really like this song.
Now let me ask you about your lyrics. You said earlier that you work the music first, so can you tell me about the writing process? How do you, I don't know, decided what topic are you going to develop on the lyrics, or how does that work?
It depends. I think it like every song we have a different approach. Sometimes we like first to see words in abstract form and like to see how words are beautiful, like lyrically, like in terms of the sound. Then sometimes we want to have a theme. Sometimes it depends on how Pierre feels, how I feel. We usually, the lyrics, we have to write them together, and usually we write the lyrics like in a day, Pierre and I together, like in a chair in front of each other, and like that's how we write them. So it depends. The lyrics can have metaphors or can talk about a story, but generally we like having lyrics which have multiple senses and with everyone that can sort of relate in their own way to that. But that's an exercise that we liked doing for the EP. Maybe we'll change. Maybe we'll do more precise stuff after and have maybe more clear stories. But at the moment, that was the approach.
So what's coming next? Now you're mentioning that maybe you are going to start like some music experimentations in the future, but what's coming? I think maybe are you working on an album? I don't know. A series of concerts are coming soon. What are the plans for Rose Rose?
At the moment, we are going to release remixes by other artists. We are going to release a bonus augmented extra version of our EP with other versions of our songs.
Yeah.
So self remixes, and then we are working on some singles together, and eventually we'll work on an EP together. But yeah, that is the plan.
Okay. And now that I think that I don't know if I got this information right, but sometimes you work on songs, but at the distance, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
How tricky is that? Or
It's great.
difficult? I don't know.
It's a different exercise. I mean, when we are together, we improve. Most of the time, we improve the songs, and sometimes we do it when we are in different places. And maybe I don't know, Sam. Maybe
No, I think yeah, it depends. It's actually I think it's easier to work when we are separate because we can go to the end of what we think, but then when we're together, like the other one is always we rarely agree with Pierre, so when we are together we rarely agree as well on what has to be done on a song. So we're like it's much harder to come to the end of things when we are together, but that's the whole point of what we're making as well. Like it has to be good for Pierre and it has to be good for me, and and it's that's the challenge.
Mm-hmm.
I can imagine. But I mean, at the end, it's working, right?
Apparently.
We hope so.
No, yes, it really does.
Thanks.
Samuel, I have to ask you about the paintings that I'm looking behind you. You made them?
Yeah, we're in my studio, and I'm in my studio at the moment in London, my painting studio. I paint as well, so it's my studio right now. Yeah.
That's amazing. And I think
Thanks.
that maybe that explains like the visual sensibility that I can perceive in your art. I mean, along the EP, but also on your music video. I think that one of the things that really catch my attention was all these mixed elements, like, I don't know, maybe some paintings from the 18th century, but also like having a lot of ornaments related to the 70s and 80s. I don't know, everything.
I mean, but honestly, even if I'm a painter, like visual is both Pierre and I. Pierre and I, even though our relationship was always based on music, it was also very much based on visuals and what we like, the artists we liked as well. Like,
and
so
the art.
Yeah, the art we like. So, I think visual is important for me in my life because I paint, but for Pierre it's very important as well, and we're both friends with a lot of other painters, photographers, artists, whether it's Pierre or me, so it's important it comes from both of us, not just me.
Okay. Yeah, do you have anything to say about this, Pierre?
No, yeah, of course the painting side of Sam is great because he can have ideas and sees art sometimes from a painter perspective. So sometimes he has ideas that are different. But I did also. I used to work in marketing, and I used to spend a lot of time on Photoshop doing just sort of painting, but I can't do anything with my hand in terms of painting. But I used Photoshop a lot to create stuff, and yeah, we are both really big fans of movies, books, galleries. I mean, we are interested in all type of arts, both.
Okay. And what kind of art inspires you the most? Talking about books, about movies, about paintings.
Music. Except music.
Movies. I think movies is important. I think movies is super important to be able to or visual, to be able to think of something visually when you make music is super important. And I think it's like inevitable. Like when you listen to music, you have to have you have to think of visual as well. In general, in life, you know, sound and an image goes together, you know. Otherwise, there's no context to sound, and so I think I think it's just visually is very important. The visuals are very important to us.
Yes.
Yeah, it is. But that catch my attention because I've met like a couple of musicians before, and none of them are interested in like any visual arts. I mean, like they are very focused only on their sound and having influences from other musicians, but they never talk with me about the visual references that maybe they use all over their material. And I find that very interesting. And yes, I think that you can tell that it's like a full circle, right?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, so guys, for the ones that haven't heard your music yet, how would you describe them, your sound, in order to make them feel interested about you?
It's an uplifting disco pop music.
Well, it's just yeah, and I would say it's like music not to take too seriously, that you can listen to when having good time with friends.
Yeah.
You don't even need to listen properly in order to have a good time when you play your music. That's the best way to put it. Don't really listen, just play it and like talk to someone. It's fine. We don't
I
mind.
love that description.
Have a drink.
Yeah.
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 Guys, thank you very much for this chat. It's been
Thank you.
amazing. So
Thank you very much.
let me tell you again that here in UniRadio, we love your music. We are
Thank
really expecting more from you. I mean, like more work and more singles in order to use them in our music, you know, in the music that we play all over the day here. But thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good luck with
Thank
this
you.
EP. I'm pretty sure that all the people are going to love it, and see you on the next
Thank
time.
you.
Thank
See
you.
you.
Thanks so much for
Thank
the
you very
interview.
much.
Thanks for having us.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
See ya. Bye.
Bye.